Hey, hello everyone. My name is Courtney, and I am so excited to spend these next couple of minutes honoring and celebrating the 2020 Her Women of Achievement Award winners. I was just upstairs coloring with my kids for, I don't know, the 137th time, I think, since March, but I made you a picture. I made us a picture. I am so proud of you. I'm proud of us. As a matter of fact, when I was making this, my kids were like, "Mom, that's really nice. Is that for us?" I just said, no, not today. No, today I'm proud of you and I'm proud of me for showing up again to another day in this crazy year. So I want to start talking about my kids. I have these three beautiful boys who are a never-ending supply of material, actually. But a couple of years ago, we were on the road coming home from Tennessee. That's where I'm from. And we wanted to stop and just grab lunch and stretch our legs. So we decided to stop at Cracker Barrel. Now, if you've ever been to Cracker Barrel, it's just a meat and three. You can get a good home-cooked meal. And we were sitting, enjoying our time together, and then things changed. And they changed quickly. The sky got really gray, the wind picked up, and the wind started to slam the rocking chairs that line Cracker Barrel up against the windows. Now, at the time, I had a 6-year-old who was terrified of storms. He was terrified of wind, but he was extremely afraid of storms. And so when this started to happen, he was paralyzed in fear. He lost his mind. And as fear and panic works, the more he elevated, the more my other children elevated. It took me a fair amount of time to talk all three of them into taking the terrifying journey from the table to the cash register out to our car, where I was trying to convince them, you're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. I finally talked them into it. And as we walk to the cashier's in the front of the store. At Cracker Barrel, they have these little like nooks, these little tubs where they put trinkets and candy and toys and small harmonicas. Okay, so now we're standing in line, and there is another kid who takes that moment to play with and want to blow on the harmonica. Now, for you or I or anyone in rational thought at the moment, it would have sounded like a musical instrument, but for my 6-year-old, it sounded like a tornado siren. He screamed and bolted for the men's bathroom, where he took shelter underneath the sink vanity. So I spend the rest of my time trying to pay for our food and manage my other two children, and I send in my then 10-year-old, and I was just like, can you just go try to get him to come out. When I got done paying, I am standing up against the wall, yelling orders into the men's bathroom and waiting for the men to come out so I could go in and recon this situation and convince my youngest to trust me and to make it to the car. He did. And of course, we made it safely. But when I think about this story, it just reminds me of how quickly things can go from calm and fine to complete chaos for, quite honestly, no good reason or a little bit of a good reason. But things can change so quickly. And I think that we have realized that and experienced that in an elevated level in 2020. Now, I know parenthood and motherhood isn't the only place that will trial by fire you in leadership qualities, but in that moment, there were several things that I needed to do as the leader, which included staying calm and having conversations and sending my best guy in to negotiate and empathizing with my 6-year-old and having a vision and having a plan. I just recently took a psychology of leadership class where I studied the psychology of what makes a healthy leader, a strong leader, and more specifically, what is it about these people that encourages others to trust them and to follow them. Some of the characteristics and attributes were things like adaptability and the ability to stay calm under pressure, like Cracker Barrel. But more important were things like honesty and integrity, humility and empathy, a willingness to be self-reflective and to learn, and more importantly, a heart and service for others. When I was reviewing the bios of the amazing women in this community and of the 2020 award recipients, what I saw were these leadership qualities and a heart for service to others, for service in their community and their family and of their workplaces. Among you are a teacher and a nurse practitioner. We have an engineer and an arts director. There's restaurant owners and nonprofit leaders. The diversity of your talent is so impressive, and your leadership is what we need in 2020. You champion the underdog. You see a need and you take action. You listen and you step in. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for your willingness to be an example of what it means to serve. When I was thinking about you, and actually about any of us who are trying to lead, either at home or at work, I was reminded of Teddy Roosevelt's address called "The Man in the Arena." And here at the end of the video, I would like to read that to you as a declaration to continue to do what you are doing, because you are making an impact and you are making a difference. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man and the woman who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, and who comes up short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deed, who knows great enthusiasm and great devotion, and who spends himself and who spends herself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if she fails, at least fails while daring greatly. I just want to thank you for daring greatly. I want to thank you for stepping into your arena. And I want to encourage anyone who is watching this video to not be afraid to step into the arena that you have been asked to lead in, and to do so knowing that you are doing so for a worthy cause. And even if you fail, at least you failed while you were daring greatly. Thank you so much for having me.